East Side Dave McDonald.
Go out to New York City, find a homeless guy, murder him, Batman snuff rises.
Chris Pepper Stanley.
Jedi,
So much
best
better.
one. I'm sorry I don't like the second one the best like everyone else.
Sean O. Barry.
This is what you get in my house. We're spilling paint in the garage. Do I stutter?
Roy Schaefer Harder.
I was ready to don a Yankee outfit and go bash people's brains and run through the streets.
They are the movie experts. They are the movie masters. They are the Watchers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Watchers. My name is Eastside Dave McDonald.
Yeah, Dave.
With me, Chris Pepper Stanley.
Hi.
Sean O.
Sean.
And Mr. Roy Schaefer.
Hey, everybody.
And we have a very special episode of The Watchers for you tonight, as this is our December episode of The Watchers. That means Christmas movies shall be talked about tonight.
Yeah.
Along with many, many fun things. But I must tell you first, Tarantino XX. Are you familiar with this, Pepper?
20
Tarantino
years.
XX, exactly.
20 years since.
20 years since Reservoir Dogs. Quentin Tarantino has been making movies for 20 years. Wow. And Tuesday, December 4th, they showed one night only, one showing only at your local theater, Reservoir Dogs. Thursday, December 6th, Pulp Fiction.
I should be going to the
very
Pulp
nice.
Fiction.
I saw the Reservoir Dogs.
How was it seeing on the big screen?
Let me tell you something.
Was it packed?
There were a lot of people there. It wasn't packed per se, but it was 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. I thought the crowd was pretty good.
Were they dressed in costumes?
I didn't see anyone dressed in a costume.
No skinny ties.
No skinny ties.
I was dressed like Eddie, the Chris Penn character.
That's how you dress every day.
Yeah, I
though.
mean that's usually just what I'm usually wearing a blue, jumpsuit with gold chains.
Tracksuit, yeah.
First of all, when I was a kid, I actually, I saw Reservoir Dogs as a young teenager and was confused. I originally thought the movie was like done in the 70s.
Yeah.
Because I was confused about like the Eddie character. The music was all 70s. And now, of course, I should have realized when they were like talking about Madonna,
yeah.
she wasn't out yet. But I don't know. I was stupid. What do you want from me? And the
arguments
Chris
there.
Penn character is so funny with the hair.
Oh, amazing.
And the gold chain, just everything about him.
Stop pointing that gun at my dad.
Yeah. Stop pointing that gun at my dad! And boom, 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 right? Here's the thing that first struck me. First scene, classic scene. They're sitting at the table in the diner.
Talking
cameras
tips.
going around them in a circular fashion. Gorgeous looking scene, right? Talk about the tips. Tarantino's famous Madonna thing.
Yeah.
Tommy Chang, Tommy Wong.
Yeah, you got
Tony-
Joe looking at his address book.
Yeah.
I picked up a lot of stuff on that. But then I realized I'm assuming that they went out to breakfast before the heist itself because they were all wearing the same clothes.
They're dressed in the suits.
Right.
Would that not have been the worst possible idea when they rob a bank in the middle of the day in Los Angeles?
Oh, it's a jewelry store.
And jewelry store and clearly crowded neighborhood.
With no masks.
And surely this would get on the news. No masks.
Yeah.
And
Known
surely
criminals.
it would have gotten on the news. Hey, these guys were just eating pancakes at our place 2 hours previous.
And yet they're so secretive that they can't even say their own names.
There's no names. We learned that Harvey Keitel is Larry. We
Back
learned that.
in '92, there weren't as many surveillance cameras. So I mean, there would have been eyewitnesses.
They did have the cell phone. Eddie had a cell phone back in '92,
That's right.
Yeah.
which was one of those big.
It was awesome
X-Files.
looking.
Yeah, it was a huge, just a gigantic brick block. So I thought that was one of the things that he had such a good attention to detail about. Them being mysterious and whatnot. Would they really be eating breakfast together the day of the
Kind
heist?
of like a last meal.
And then I also always wondered what did happen to Mr. Blue. That was not Tarantino. That was the other old guy who wasn't Joe.
mustache.
Yeah, the guy with the mustache and
kinda
the
long
old
hair.
man mullet.
Well, didn't they just say that they got blue and they got brown, right?
So Mr. Blue was shot.
Yeah, I believe we're led to believe he was murdered. Yeah.
The best thing about the Tarantino movies is that there is a element of mystery in it. I remember though seeing the DVD commentary or something like this, where Tarantino got the old Mr. Blue. I think the actor's name was like Eddie Bunker or something, and he got him. And then the old guy Joe, the boss of everyone, who was a really cantankerous guy apparently off the set.
He was a dick.
And,
like
and apparently Tarantino, it was just like Pepper. And I could see if Pepper loses all his hair, he will be Joe, essentially. They're the same guy.
I'd love to be a crime boss.
Checking his address
Even with the
book.
heavy breathing, too. Listen, guys, I don't mean to holler at you, fellas. We'll go down to the Hawaiian Islands. You'll find me a different character back then. What I like, but Tarantino hired the old guy, those two old guys, and he didn't even know. Apparently, these guys got like a huge fist fight in the 50s.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And both actors still hated each other on set of the Reservoir Dogs. They didn't put it behind them. And like it was like a bad girl or something in the 50s.
Old school dudes. They're not going to put it away. No.
Yeah. And by the way, if you ever watch one of my favorite comedies of all time, Naked Gun.
Right.
Joe is the manager of the Angels when they're out there and they're having the whole little baseball scene. So that was one thing that I picked up on. Also, Mr. Pink, right?
Yeah.
Why does he not just drive away with the diamonds? Why does he go to the garage?
He's a professional. He's a professional
Yeah,
thief. He's
doing his job.
Signed up with Joe and this crew. So
Yeah.
he knows that if things go to shit, which it does,
He's
he
loyal.
knows to get back to that garage.
Yeah, but as Mr. Pink himself, the Steve Buscemi character, pointed out, once he feels like there's a rat in the whole thing,
It was a setup.
well,
Actually,
once
Roy,
he
can you
finds
say it?
out.
It was a setup.
There you go.
Oh, that was a fantastic
See?
impression. Once he finds that out, he wanted to leave. Why did he go back?
Well, that's it. That's basically, he comes to that conclusion when he's talking to Harvey Keitel when they're in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Well, now Harvey Keitel's there to keep him in the garage, in that warehouse or whatever.
Yeah, but if I was Steve Buscemi, I would have just driven away with the diamonds in my bag. I
That's
mean,
good to
am I
know,
wrong?
Dave.
Harvey Keitel
You're a
would've
team
stopped him.
player, huh? Nice to know. We're doing a show with a real
Oh, yeah.
team player on here.
Forget about it. Once someone says, hey, The Watchers is going to Spike TV, all you have to do is ditch those 3 dead weights.
Okay.
I go, sign me up, Spike Television.
Mr.
Sign me up in a heartbeat.
Mr. Yellow over here.
And your new panel is going to be Davey Mack, Todd Bridges, Ben Savage, and Cyndi Lauper.
Sounds terrible. That's what you're going to ditch us for?
Well, if that's what Spike TV wants, that's what Spike TV gets. What do you want from me?
Loyalty?
I also like when Chris Penn on the table is talking about and I just realized that Vicki Lawrence was the one who shot Andy, and they're all just like destroying him. You mean you didn't know she shot Andy? They say at the end of the song. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that I didn't realize.
Just realized
that
it now.
that she shot Andy. Oh, it's so good. What happened to Michael Madsen? Why he was totally iconic.
He is, well, let's say was.
I mean, he was in Kill Bill.
Super badass guy.
So that's great. And
But
he
he-
was in Donnie Brasco, who was really good in that movie.
He takes whatever role, and besides that, 100 B movies.
He
you know?
does a zillion, Showtime movies is what I call them.
Or even, I think he was in one of those bad sci-fi films too. The ones that only air on Saturday nights.
Him and what's his face, Tom Sizemore, should be
Sizemore is
working
it?
all the time.
Sizemore, a drug problem.
Didn't you always kind of pair them together, Tom
Celebrity
Sizemore and Michael Madsen?
That's it's a good pairing. But
Scagnetti.
Yeah.
Celebrity Rehab got him.
And Scagnetti was the
On
Tom
Scagnetti.
Sizemore character in Natural Born Killers.
Right.
Scagnetti was
True Romance?
Mr. Blonde's parole officer.
Right. Yeah, Scagnetti giving
Oh,
me
yeah.
a hard
Oh,
time.
yeah, Scagnetti- Scagnetti's giving you a hard
Reservoir
time, yeah.
Dogs.
And didn't they say that, or didn't Mr. Blonde was Vega? His last name was
Yeah.
his real name and last name was
So-
Vega.
Yeah, Vic
Vincent-
Vega,
Vic Vega, the brother
brother
of
of Travolta.
Travolta.
Vincent
And
Vega.
he was going to do the prequel or whatever, but they were too old.
Do you remember? Do any of you guys? When was the first time you saw Reservoir Dogs? Do you remember?
I was in high school. I was a junior in high school.
Yeah, and you saw what, at a friend's house or your
My
house?
buddy
or
gave me a tape, like, you have to watch this.
like it was porn. I know.
Yeah,
It's the
but
same
yeah,
thing happened to me. All right, Roy.
I don't remember the first time I saw it, but I remember.
Was it around 92? I mean, that's when the movie came. 93, around that time.
Yeah, fairly.
Was
yeah.
it? Well, how about that? Was it before Pulp Fiction or after?
But I saw it before Pulp Fiction.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. And Shawno?
Yeah, I came home from school. I think I was in like middle school or something, and my brother was
You
home.
weren't in middle school.
I think so.
No, it was not. You would have been 93. What are you pretending that you're like 16 years old right
All
now?
Then it was early high school. I don't know. I forget. I was young.
This is getting weird.
Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
34 now.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, I came home and my brother was watching it with
Yeah.
with some chick on. And
Whoa!
I know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Get it.
Whoa.
Get it.
Whoa.
But he didn't get any.
Whoa!
Because I was
dang
there.
it,
I ruined it.
lose it.
Whoop, I ruined it
Lose
for him. But I
Get
came home and they're in the middle of watching it, and I just sat down and continued to watch it with them, and just like
It was the most mind-boggling movie of all time.
It was just unfolding before me. This amazing film. I had no idea what I was watching, but I knew I loved it.
Because you knew, like, okay, you had heard about, or at least this is from my standpoint, that we had heard, okay, Taxi Driver's this movie you got to see. You got to see Clockwork Orange. You got to see. None of them were contemporary guys.
Right.
None of them were movies that were out now. My friends and I, my friend John brought the tape over, and we gathered around, 4 or 5 other, like, teenage kids gathered around, and literally, like it was porn, we're watching this thing. And I planned it out so that my mom was working late that day.
Yeah.
My dad came home early. And he comes home during the scene where Vic Vega, Mr. Blonde, is talking to Joe about, he wants to get back. He wants to get a
back in
job.
the game, yeah.
They're in the office.
And he's with Chris Penn. And Chris Penn goes, "Did you see this, Daddy? He tried to fuck me. He tried to fuck me in the ass." And then he goes, "Look, isn't that a shame, Daddy?" He goes in a white man. He comes out speaking like a bleep, an N-word. And he goes, "I think it's all that black jizz comes in, pumped up his ass into his brain. Now it's coming out of his mouth." Horrified that my dad, on a long, hard day at the office, with his suitcase still in, and I think the suitcase just dropped to the floor. As my dad, "Dave, can I see you for a second?" He, and to his credit, did not say turn the movie off, did not make me look uncool in front of my friends.
Dad's the man.
But did ask me, "What kind of movie is this?" Because he was like, "You can't be watching porn."
Yeah.
Right,
And my
right.
thing, you come in with that scene where you're talking about black jizz.
Yeah.
It sounds like a pornographic film.
I'm surprised your dad didn't sit down. Just
Yeah.
Check this
my
out,
dad,
David.
my dad's old. My dad likes the band Chicago.
Well,
That's
all
all
right.
you need to know. He's an old-fashioned guy. He likes, the music movie, whatever. The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. That's my dad's kind of films.
Sound of Music.
I got my cinema taste from my mom, who, at 10 years old, took me to see The Untouchables.
Nice.
Wow.
And because she thought I was, grown up enough to handle the part where De Niro caves a guy's brain in with a baseball bat.
I saw that. That's at a young age too.
10 years old, though, in the theater.
I saw Cobra in the theater.
I remember seeing, like, "You're okay with this, right? You still don't want to go see Regarding Henry? This is a better movie." Because it was between Untouchables or
Henry.
Regarding Henry. And she let me choose.
Nice.
And I was
Good
already
choice.
a De Niro fan because she let me also watch The Godfathers at an early age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going with De Niro and The Untouchables.
Yeah, my parents, as soon as we got our first VCR, I think it might have been 90 or something. I can't remember. I was a little kid. The first thing they went out and rented Godfather, and we all watched it.
Yeah.
And they,
That's cool.
Well, I mean, so you have Reservoir Dogs that just came out, Pulp Fiction come out into theaters for one night only. I want to know if there's a better back-to-back movie filmography. Just 2 movies by a director back-to-back.
Wow.
By one director back-to-back and belly-to-belly, as John Sterling, the Yankees broadcaster, would say.
Grandy, man,
I'm gonna lead you off with, because I think the Tarantino. I mean, it's just so great. Those 2. I'll go for one that I think is sensational back to back. You have these 2 polite Jewish gentlemen from Minnesota.
Oh,
Their names
who's
are
that?
Ethan and Joel Cohen.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
That's okay.
They
That's
come
good.
up with Fargo.
Yeah.
Their masterpiece. It's not going to get any better for the Coen brothers after Fargo. There's no way they can top this. This is going to be... They had already done Raising Arizona, Blood Simple,
Yeah.
Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink, and even Hudsucker Proxy, which didn't get
I like
the best
Hudsucker
reviews, but I think
Proxy.
is great. They come out with Fargo. It's like, oh my God.
It's
And
a critic. It's a darling.
they follow it up just a year later, and it almost felt like months after Fargo came out. They follow it up with Big Lebowski, back to back, and
strong.
talk about 2 different Fargo and Big Lebowski,
Hitting a home run.
totally different 2 grand slams.
It's weird. Fargo was loved everywhere. That was nominated, right? They got nominated for Fargo.
Fargo was nominated for Best Picture.
That's
They
probably
won.
why-
They won for screenplay.
That's probably what it seemed like it was so.
It
like,
did. I mean, it got
got
a
so
whole
much
bunch.
hype at the
And
beginning of the next
I
year.
believe Frances McDormand won for Best Actress. Buscemi, I think, was nominated for Supporting Actor. I mean, the movie was, it was phenomenal. Go
It's weird
ahead.
because Lebowski was then like basically a flop, right? I mean, and then became.
It's become
more-
so. I think the critics were lukewarm. I don't think
Yeah.
they flat out disliked it. And yeah, box office wise, I don't think Lebowski did anything
But
huge.
now look back on it's
It's just gigantic.
Jeff Bridges' iconic role.
It's the
out of
best.
a career that's
it's
been
so
insane.
great.
Yeah.
It's one of the great. It acts as two things: one of the great comedies of all time, and really one of the great detective movies of all time.
Right.
Because that's what he's doing. He's going through trying to piece,
figure out this weird mystery.
This booze-brained pothead is trying to figure out this whole thing.
Who's based on a real person, which is
I
nuts.
thought John Goodman should have been nominated. I thought Walter, is just
Walter Sobchak.
I mean, Walter can get you a tow by 3:00. Right out loud. And I feel like
You want a toe? I get you a toe by 3 o'clock.
I love that part, and I love the part where I almost felt like the cameras were supposed to stop rolling, and John Goodman himself was just speaking to himself, because when he's sitting there, I'm just sitting here and finishing my coffee.
Yeah.
It almost felt like the cameras were supposed to
In the
cut
diner,
off when
yeah.
he said, I'll get you told by 3:00. The scene should have ended.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just going to sit here and finish my coffee.
He's pissed.
It's the best.
After he's screaming, the dude has to leave the
Yeah,
diner.
the dude. God damn it. And I actually did something to Roy today, but Roy didn't hear it.
Uh-oh.
Roy was on the phone with someone
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And there's nothing funnier to me when they're in the car together. Jeff Bridges is talking on the phone to I think it was, to the nihilist about the pickup. And he says, we, and they're like, is someone with you? He goes, no. And John Goodman goes, dude, are you fucking this up? I did that to Roy when Roy was on the phone in his conference room. He was just talking
business.
No, I never take the train. No, I'm telling you, there's a discount. And I went, Roy, are you fucking this up?
I caught that, Dave.
Yeah, I wasn't having another Tourette's bout. It was from Big Lebowski. But Pepper, back-to-back director.
Give me P.T. Anderson.
Oh.
At the age of 27, puts out Boogie Nights.
Oh, yeah.
A gigantic ensemble film.
Oh, yeah, Dad.
That's hysterical. It's a drama.
Oh, it's fantastic.
everything.
It's frightening.
It's great.
It's an amazing film.
Come on.
And then comes back the next year at the age of 28
Yeah.
with Magnolia.
Yep.
Another
Wow.
ensemble
I
film.
love it.
It's good.
Both on Blu-ray. I know for a fact that the neo-Nazi Roy Schaefer, I call him the cinema Nazi, hates Magnolia.
I do.
is
For
bizarre.
some strange, crazy-ass reason.
It's just a boring movie.
Listen to that.
It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna
It's-
go-
It's upsetting. And now we'll go to the neo-Nazi, the cinema Nazi, Roy Schaefer.
I'm gonna go with-
and watch. He's gonna have some weird little Smokey and the Bandit and Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Brilliant.
For crying out loud, will you take one topic seriously?
Okay, I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to
This the Watchers is a serious goddamn cinema
We're
show.
talking
Serious
that
like heart attack.
by the way,
Yeah.
I have gotten someone. I have a new manager now who is managing the Dave Man.
Yeah, well,
Knows Quentin Tarantino is going to pass this episode of The Watchers over to QT.
All right.
Whoa.
Okay.
What?
all right.
50% of that is a lie.
Okay.
But I'll just let you decide what that is. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
going
ahead,
with
Roy.
Coppola when he did, what's the Vietnam movie he did?
Apocalypse
Apo-
Now.
Why?
Apocalypse Now when he followed that up with The Godfather.
Okay, jerk face. Your dates
You're
are
just
wrong.
the worst person
I
ever,
know.
Roy. Why are
it's
you
a
on The
mistake.
Watchers?
It's constantly a mistake to go to him.
Who's going to argue with me on that one?
All of
Because they
us.
weren't back to back. First of
They
all,
were different
your-
decades.
Your order, well, they were all the same. He went Godfather,
You saying I'm not taking this seriously, Dave?
Godfather 2, The Conversation.
Okay.
Then
All right, yeah.
All right, then let me revise
Apocalypse
that.
Now. The Conversation and Godfather 2 were in between The Godfather and Apocalypse Now.
Okay, so let me go with The Godfather 1 and Godfather 2.
All right. And I'm not exactly sure if The Conversation may have come out between both Godfathers. We'll let Peppy Ham look that up while Sean O. Well, no, because he put The Conversation and Godfather 2 out in the same year. Talk about a year. I mean, he had 2 Best Picture nominations,
Yeah.
The Conversation and Godfather.
Damn right.
And The Conversation, people forget about. The Conversation rules.
Now you're talking my
it's
language.
great.
Yeah.
Sean O.
I'm going with Barry Levinson. One of his first films was The Natural, followed by Young Sherlock Holmes. And I don't know, they're not like critically acclaimed film.
No. Barry Levinson did not direct Young Sherlock Holmes.
He in fact did.
Conversation
did Barry Le? Oh, yes.
came out before Godfather 2.
2. Okay.
Thank you.
So it would be Godfather. So what's your Coppola thing then?
Like I said, Conversation followed by Godfather 2.
You
Okay.
didn't say that. It's not Godfather
Look
2.
up Barry Levinson now, Pepper. You're busy.
Barry Levinson.
Barry Levinson. You're
Natural.
claiming that Barry Levinson directed Young Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
If he did, I'll give you $20.
Oh, fantastic. Let me see the money. I'm excited now because I'm going to get a $20 bill.
If Barry Levinson directed Young Sherlock Holmes, I will eat my goddamn hat.
Young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my God.
1985.
Dave, see that,
I
Dave?
love
All
those
right,
two movies.
but hold on.
Wait. It might be a TV show.
Hold on. Hold the phone.
Hang
Hold
on.
the phone.
Don't look that up.
Let me just tell you something about this Barry Levinson. First of all, you could have went with Good Morning Vietnam and Rain Man back to back.
But I didn't
You didn't.
because I like the natural.
That's the easy way out.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you.
Yeah, but Young Sherlock Holmes is not what we're talking about. We're talking about cinema masterpieces here.
To me,
How about a guy
Or
named
Diner in the Natural.
How about Diner in the Natural would have been a way to go as well. How about Mr. Martin Scorsese with a couple films called Mean Streets and Taxi Driver?
Taxi Driver, that's right.
You want that?
Everyone's
You
gonna
want that
say.
in your kitchen? Taxi Driver what?
that's what everyone's going to say.
No one's going to say that.
Scorsese.
No one, no. Well, listen, someone's got to say it. Someone's got to bring
And
it
that's
up.
us, Dave.
All right.
I'll even say David Cronenberg.
All right.
History of Violence, Eastern Promises, which, while not incredibly popular, I mean, they were smaller films, but arguably two of his best films. His two
Okay.
best films.
But how much time went by between each
I'll
film?
accept that.
10 years? Or?
No, 2. Yeah,
Oh,
2
yeah.
years.
Felt
History of
like
Violence,
10.
2005. Eastern Promises, 2006.
Really? Only 2005?
Let me tell you something about
Crash is
this
good.
now.
Yeah, that's
Cronenberg's
good.
All right.
amazing.
When it's all said and done, we all know who the 70s guys are. Scorsese, Roy mentioned Francis Ford Coppola, throwing in Spielberg, and I guess you have to have a George Lucas with some of the 70s guys. I'm sure I'm missing a couple. Well, Woody Allen, you have to throw him in there. Who else? Who else?
Kubrick.
Kubrick a little bit.
Well,
yeah, I
he
guess
was-
so. I guess so. Kubrick is
Started in the 60s.
Yeah, it's such a. I guess Kubrick because Clockwork was 71.
Yeah.
Barry Lyndon came out, and The Shining came. No, The Shining was 1980. So you don't have a huge sample size for Kubrick in the 70s.
He was busy.
When all said and done, who will be the? I'll even simplify it for you. We probably are looking at 3 guys who are 90s, 2000s type guys. Their names are Quentin Tarantino, Paul Thomas Anderson, and I'll just say Wes Anderson. But I'm probably being generous with Wes. I probably am.
You're not going to give the Coen brothers? Or?
They started in the
You
80s.
could, but yeah, to me they're a little bit
when
more.
they started, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying. Okay.
you know, because you have Quentin starting 92,
Right,
you
right.
have P.T. Anderson with Hard 8, and then of course Bottle Rocket came out in I think 95 or
Yeah.
96, something like that. So who are of those 3? When it's all said and done, I'm talking 20 years from now,
Yeah.
when a new crop of filmmakers is out, who is going to be the man? Pepper Hamburger, you're first.
Oh my God, this is rough. I want to. All right, see, what the thing with Wes Anderson is, I don't know if his films are influencing people, whereas it's a Wes Anderson. He owns his style of directing.
Yeah, it's
and
clearly
his,
him.
his style of film.
You
right?
can always tell.
I don't know if I totally agree
All
with
right,
that.
okay, but then I
To a lesser extent, to a stupider, more broad-minded audience, Napoleon Dynamite was to me a poor man's Wes Anderson.
That's a really poor man's Wes
Well,
Anderson.
it was.
I see what you're
but
saying,
but that to me is I do think Wes Anderson has his influences, and I think that's an example of one. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Quentin Tarantino.
Whoa!
Just for his just mastery of dialogue.
Let's go to the film Nazi, Roy Schaefer.
I'm going to go with, actually, I was going to take Tarantino,
You
but
still can.
all right, I'm going with Tarantino on that one. He's
Tarantino
not my-
again.
Not my favorite guy
What do you mean he's not your favorite guy? Do you have
What?
some weird personal story?
well, he's a racist.
He's a racist.
Yeah.
How you figure?
It says the man whose nickname is the film Nazi.
Has he ever done a movie where he hasn't said the N-word?
Inglorious Bastards, I didn't hear an N-word. I don't think I heard an N-word in Kill Bill, or at least Kill Bill
Four
Volume
Rooms.
2.
Watch it again.
Kill Bill?
Yeah.
N-word?
It's in there.
Not sure if that, I don't think it is.
Let's go to the tape, guys.
I'm not going, Death Proof? I don't think there's an N-word in there.
There's no N-bombs in Death.
There's no N-bomb there.
All right, so maybe he's not a racist.
All right,
Was there an N-bomb in Four Rooms? I can't
Let's
remember.
just move on. Shadow.
But he is gay.
Stop it. Stop it. My manager is going to send this goddamn thing to Tarantino.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right?
All right, I'm
I
sorry.
want a part in the next movie.
Definitely Tarantino. I mean, his body of work is flawless. It's I can't think of anything he's done that's bad. It's a bad thing. Everything's been great.
You like Jackie Brown? Be honest.
I really do. I really do.
Be honest.
I'm being honest.
He's lying.
He's fibbing.
I love the sex scene with.
From now on, his name is Sean the Fibber.
No, I'm not.
That's right.
There's a Nazi and a fibber on that side of the room.
Well, I'm going to make this an interesting debate.
Okay.
And say Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Well, I mean, no one's talking about P.T. Anderson, but really to see what he's done from such a young age and to make such different movies.
P.T.'s amazing.
Yeah.
He's
And
brilliant human being.
Does he
I'll
come from
tell
money?
you.
Does he come from money?
well, his
went to
dad,
NYU.
his dad actually produced game shows.
Okay.
Which is sort of
Magnolia.
interesting because, the
Right
Jason Robards character
Right.
in Magnolia
Uh-huh.
is a game show producer.
Okay.
Remember, he's the guy who actually produced that kids, What the Kids Know talk show.
I know well.
So that was like a little nod to P.T. Anderson's father, that character, if you will. the
Well, he
Jason
goes down a
Robards
notch
character.
in my book because I don't have that much respect for him if he comes from money. See,
What's that all about?
to me, a director is a guy that came up from nothing, who built this, who builds his career from nothing, not a guy.
You're just talking out of your ass right now.
Yeah.
This is all BS. It means nothing. Let's not acknowledge what he's talking
That is
about.
racist.
He's not racist.
You're just a son of a bitch. Christmas time is in the air.
Smell it.
Let me guess. All four of us are going to say Christmas Story. So next topic.
Bad Santa. Bad Santa's.
We've all agreed.
All right,
on
here's
the same-
one. Here's a good. Let me take that
No,
Christmas
no.
topic idea.
I'm going to take it because I put.
Well,
All
I
right, hold
generally
on.
like Bad Santa better
Let me get.
Story.
Well, let me give a little bit inside radio talk for a second. I sent my topics at 9:53 a.m. today. My topic was Christmas movies that aren't Christmas movies. Example would be The Godfather. I always watch on Christmas because of that scene where Pacino and Diane Keaton are walking during Christmas. And Michael, what do you want for Christmas, Kay? And all that. I just want you. I just want you and all that stuff.
I got one.
Well, hold on. So that's at 9:53 a.m. At 2:23
Like a legal
p.m.
dissertation.
This is so that's 5 hours later. Roy Schaefer has best Christmas time movies that are not Christmas movies.
Oh, you know.
Verbatim, the same topic that I came up with.
Come on.
Well, that
Verbatim.
just goes to show you, great
brilliant.
minds think alike.
It was 5 hours later, jerk.
I don't read your emails immediately.
You
I put
should.
I put them in a special folder.
Hey, I don't wanna hear it.
Here's another one from Dave.
I don't want to hear it.
We have to get into a
Another
certain
piece of brilliance
headspace.
is what you should have a saved folder, Dave's brilliant gems, that I'm gonna then read and give them back, regurgitate them back to Dave via email verbatimly.
All I saw with Dave, when I saw your
This is
email,
getting ugly.
I saw every one of your topics was
That's
Quentin,
getting ugly.
Quentin Tarantino, blah blah blah. Quentin Tarantino, blah blah blah. Pulp Fiction, blah
It
blah
was an
blah.
ode to Reservoir Dogs, as I just saw the movie last night in the Pulp Fiction's a big event.
Every single topic.
I gave you an example of Godfather. I'll give you another example.
Wait,
Not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I got a dozen.
but-
by the way.
I
But
got a good one.
not a Christmas movie, but I need to watch this movie every single year during Christmas time.
Yeah.
The movie is called Groundhog Day. Not a Christmas movie,
What do you
Winter,
do at
though.
Christmas?
but there's something about it. Yeah, I don't. To me, it's like Scrooged Part 2.
It's cold
It's
out.
it's almost the same character as the other one. Only instead of running a TV network, he's a weatherman. But I love it to death. It's fantastic. Sean, I was so excited
Yes.
for this topic that you're going to go next.
Trading places.
Trading Places.
Good one. Yeah.
When you see Dan Aykroyd eating that fish through his Santa Claus beard,
I can see it.
I love that.
I can
He's
see it,
just
Shono.
biting a fish,
All right.
getting that
You're on the record.
filthy hair.
So far, I'm in the lead with Godfather and Groundhog Day.
I
You're
got
in
you
third
all.
place. Roy,
I'm going with 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys, Christmas movie.
That's right. There's even the obligatory airport at Christmas scene.
There is.
Yeah. And
All
don't
right,
forget
that's
Eyes
a good
Wide
one.
Shut. That's another one.
Eyes Wide Shut,
Oh, wow, yeah.
definitely.
That's-
Damn
yeah.
All right,
straight.
now
That's
I'm
good.
gonna get rid of 12 Monkeys and give you Eyes Wide Shut because that is a huge. And
Well,
I'll tell you something. No, just stick with Eyes Wide Shut for a second.
Okay, all right.
Tell you something else too. People thought that Kubrick was putting those Christmas trees in there for some weird.
Phallic.
No,
Come on.
That's how I saw it.
phallic. You know
That
what?
says a
Let's
lot
just-
about you, Roy.
Let's just go to Pepper.
I'm not going to help much because I love The Ref with Dennis Leary.
That's almost a Christmas movie, isn't it?
Almost, but he's breaking into their house. It's not really
Yeah.
about Christmas. It's
All right.
about a guy putting a family together while he's kidnapping them.
And let me guess, is there phallic and penises involved
no, I
in the
didn't
rap?
see any
At
foul
least he
things
didn't say
in it.
Home Alone.
Is the whole thing?
Yeah.
Why would I
Home
say
Alone's a
That's
straight up Christmas
yeah,
movie.
That's Christmas.
How about Die Hard?
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's
Yeah,
a
that's
good
good.
one.
Die Hard's good.
Nice.
All right, so we're gonna rank them now. I'll do that. I was right with Godfather.
Oh, you were right.
I
in
was
your
right.
opinion.
Number 2 was Groundhog Day.
No, it's not even a Christmas
Number
movie.
3 is Fargo that I also put in there. 4 will be Eyes Wide Shut, and then 5 will be The Ref.
All right,
What?
well, at least I've been there.
Trading Places doesn't even make it?
What about My
no,
Ace in the Hole?
Trading Places does not make it.
Whatever.
American Psycho. There you go. That trumps all.
How?
That is certainly not a Christmas movie.
Damn straight it is. He's even at the Christmas party when the company Christmas party. The
All
whole
right,
scene there.
all right.
Thank you guys.
But I'll tell you something.
You're welcome.
You know, there is a Christmas scene in it, but that doesn't. I don't
the
know. I
idea.
don't feel Christmas.
No.
I don't feel it with that one.
I
Roy.
do.
Roy, I don't feel it. You're out. You're out, Roy. Pepper, what were you going to say? You had a topic. Take your
Wow.
time.
Take your time, Pepper. Shows all
He
the-
actually just licked his lips. Like,
He licked his finger, like to look through.
he licked his lips
Like
and
a
put
turn
on
of
like a
page.
little pair of bifocals, like he's Ben Franklin over here.
I have my papers in front
He's
of me.
got the candlelight by his thing.
Skyfall has just been made
Biggest
the most,
James Bond movie of all time.
Not even just the biggest James Bond movie of all time. It's the biggest movie of all time in Britain. More than Avatar.
Those
It's made
limey bastards.
more
They
money,
just love
faster.
They love their own country. They love their own Englishmen over there.
It's
They
bizarre.
get so. I'll tell you something about England. People give America, they call us overly patriotic. You've never the Queen, the English flags,
Dude, the
the
sun never
everything.
sets on the English Empire,
oh my
British Empire.
God! Already, the biggest movie ever. I mean, bigger than Star Wars or Jurassic Park.
No, it's bigger than Avatar, which is already the biggest movie ever, all time.
Even Daniel Craig doesn't want any part of that anymore.
No,
He's like,
it's ridiculous.
How can he refuse?
he wants out. He wants out.
$30 million a
right?
year is calling.
Totally. He's done with it.
we
He's
get
like,
it? It makes Britain look good, I guess, because they had this
Those
spy.
MI6, whatever they're called.
But Jesus, are they that hungry to not be crapped
I
on?
don't know. I don't know. Let me give you a couple more Roy things here.
Oh, here we go.
This is always
This
fun.
is winding down.
Pick
when
on the
this
Nazi.
happens.
What's your favorite racist movie?
American History X.
Yeah.
Driving Miss Daisy. Followed by White Chicks.
And then he did actually write down, is Quentin Tarantino gay? His lisp is very pronounced and deep. I searched Yahoo answers, and one answer says that he prefers black women, but no source was cited. I simply can't picture this man fornicating with a woman. Shono, that's the cue
let's
to
end
end this. As yet again,
Am I wrong?
I came in
Am I wrong?
trying to discuss seriously the world of cinema that we all appreciate. And I'm seriously going to consider banning Roy for at least a week. The next Watchers you hear will be in the year 2013.
Oh, yeah.
If the big comet doesn't destroy us.
hope
So,
it does.
I guess this has been the Watchers Year in Review special. I guess we forgot to do, what were the best movies of the year.
Screw it. Well, I'm screwed. It's really,
I'm going to go on the thing and say Django, the Tarantino thing. I haven't seen it.
The Hobbit.
All right, The Hobbit says Pepper. Good night, everybody.
Bye.